It rather depends according to whether it is question time or a debate. In relation to question time, some of the people who get up to ask questions are people I have to call to ask those questions because they have drawn lucky in the ballot. There is a daily ballot for oral question time sessions, and those who come out of the random electronic ballot in the top 15 or so will be on the order paper listed as ready to ask their questions, and I have to call them. Beyond that, there are often other people standing, or as we say, bobbing up and down, trying to catch the eye of the speaker. And in deciding which of them to call, it will be partly a matter of going back and forth from one side of the House to the other, partly a matter of a gender balance, partly a matter of a geographical mix, and partly on sensitive or high-octane issues like Brexit, for example, or Israel-Palestine, a question of the chair wanting to ensure that there's a mix of different political opinions. So the speaker has to have some idea of where people stand on those issues. In terms of debates, people apply to speak in a debate, and they do so ordinarily by writing to or emailing the speaker, and the speaker and the deputies put together, the speaker has 3 deputy speakers, the speaker and the deputy speakers put together a list of people who will be called to speak, and the order of that list will depend partly on how often people have spoken. In other words, if you've spoken quite a lot, you'll often be a bit lower down the list. And it might, to some degree, depend on seniority. For example, the chair of a select committee will tend to have priority in a debate on matters that relate to his or her select committee. So it is thought about in advance. It's not just random. It's not just random. It's not just random. And I think, if I may say so, not just for myself, but for the deputy speakers, it is a fair process. Sometimes members think that they're disadvantaged or that they regularly get called late in debates, but over a period it does tend to even out. No one can always be first, and no one is likely always to be last. There is slight priority given to the father of the House, that is to say the member with the longest uninterrupted service, Ken Clarke. I give him some priority, and I give some priority to the mother of the House, Harriet Harman, the female member with the longest uninterrupted service. But otherwise, there are really no special privileges, and I make, with the deputies, the fairest possible judgment about who to call and when.